So, what is the point of it all? I mean, really. Today, we're diving into how the brilliant French philosopher Albert Camus tackled that very question. And what he came up with is this profound but actually surprisingly practical guide for finding meaning in a world that, let's be honest, can feel pretty meaningless sometimes.
It's maybe the oldest question there is, right? We are just meaning-making machines. We can't help it. We're constantly looking for a purpose, for a reason. But what if the universe just doesn't have an answer for us?
And that feeling right there, that tension between our desperate need for answers and the universe's total silence, that's exactly what Camus put his finger on. He gave it a name, the absurd condition. And it's not about the world being absurd, it's about our relationship with the world being absurd. To be super clear, the absurd isn't a thing. It's not the universe, and it's not us. It's the clash between the two. Just picture these two massive forces pushing against each other. On one side, you have our demand for meaning, and on the other, the universe's complete inability to give us any. That point of conflict? That is the absurd. Okay, so let's dig into one side of that equation. Camus asks us to just look at the universe for what it is, this vast, complicated system that's just running on its own physical laws. The universe isn't out to get you. It's not evil or cruel. It just doesn't care at all. Things like earthquakes, illnesses, our own mortality, these aren't personal attacks. They're just the neutral, unfeeling mechanics of how things work, totally indifferent to all our human drama. Now, when you're faced with a silent universe, it is so easy to fall into nihilism, the idea that, well, nothing matters anyway. But Camus absolutely rejects this. For him, realizing things are absurd isn't the end of the story, it's the very beginning. It's a call to action, not an excuse to just give up. And to really get a grip on this call to action, Camus turned to this powerful old Greek myth, one he used as the perfect metaphor for the human condition. This man's name is Sisyphus, and for whatever crime he committed against the gods, he was given this unique and frankly terrible punishment, specifically designed to crush his spirit for all of eternity. Day after day, it's the same back-breaking labor. You can almost feel it, right? The strain in his muscles, the sweat, the sheer physical effort, all of it focused on this one single repetitive goal. And here's the real torture. Just as he's about to get to the top, that moment of what should be triumph, the rock slips and tumbles all the way back down to the bottom. His work is completely, utterly, and eternally pointless. Forever. See, Sisyphus and his rock, they're a perfect mirror for our own search for meaning. We all push our own boulders, don't we? Our jobs, our relationships, our big projects, all in the hope of some lasting purpose, only to have life's indifference send them rolling back down again. Okay, so at this point, it all sounds pretty bleak. A silent universe, a pointless task, I get it. But this is where Camus does something absolutely brilliant. He argues the solution isn't to find a way out of this condition, but to find a way to live right inside of it. We have to stop looking for some kind of external escape hatch, some pre-written purpose or divine plan. Instead, we have to turn inward and just face our reality with clear eyes and an open heart. So he proposes this really powerful three-part response. First, we revolt. And this isn't a violent thing, it's a spiritual rebellion. It's looking at the universe and saying, I know this is ultimately pointless, but I'm going to live anyway. Second, we find freedom. The moment we stop looking for an external rulebook, we're free to write our own. And third, we embrace passion. We start focusing on the intensity of our experiences right now, not on some far-off, maybe never going to happen goal. Now, with this new toolkit of revolt, freedom, and passion, Camus invites us to go back and look at poor Sisyphus in a completely new way, not as a tragic victim, but as a hero. Look, his fate hasn't changed. The rock is still heavy, the hill is still steep, and the job is still absurd. But Sisyphus has something the gods can't ever take away from him: his own mind, his consciousness. In that moment when he's walking back down the hill to get the rock again, he's totally aware of his fate. He's clear-eyed. And right there, in that clarity, that's where he finds his freedom. And this is Camus' absolutely stunning conclusion. Sisyphus finds his happiness not in finally getting the rock to the top, but by embracing the struggle itself. He rebels against his meaningless fate by making the act of pushing his entire world, his entire purpose.
He becomes the master of his own reality. He is the absurd hero because he has figured out how to live a full and passionate life without any external hope. He creates his own meaning in a universe that offers him none. And so this brings the whole philosophy right back to us, doesn't it? We all have our boulders, the daily grind, the tough challenges, the repetitive tasks. Camus' work doesn't give us a way to get rid of the boulder. What it does give us, though, is a powerful new way to look at it. It invites us to find our own defiant joy, not at the top of the hill, but in the struggle itself.